Yeah. Yeah. Gang, gang, gang in this M Alpha. I'm gonna start calling y'all the homies. People coming in to support on a consistent basis. People coming in to show love. I'm gonna start calling y'all the homies, man. Welcome to the homies. And to the homies, y'all can follow and get a membership, only $3 a month to get exclusive content, early access to all the streams, even the streams that I had to push back because YouTube be playing games, exclusive and early content. But if you don't want to do that, you can do something that's even better. Is smashing that like button, man. I gotta see the likes. I gotta see y'all showing love to your boy. I want to see some likes in the building. Smash that like button. And I have something new. It's called goals. It's something new on the stream that means if y'all smash the like button, and if you want to support my stream or what I'm doing, you can smash the super chat. If you hit the super chat, I have one goal for one super chat this stream. Goes a long way towards supporting what I do, man, and towards everything that's going on. But if that's too much for y'all, I know times is hard, times is tough. We're building something here. We're building something great. So what I want y'all to do instead is smash that like button, man. I got new shades on. Well, not new shades. I just changed the lenses a little bit. You know what I mean? We're doing something different in this building. You know what I mean? I ain't got my cut yet. I'm looking a little but hey, we here for the content, man. We here for the content. Even when I'm looking bad, I'm looking good. I feel good. I look good. I hope y'all are feeling good and looking good as well, man. Smash that like button, man. Crazy work. Crazy work today. Cheers to y'all. Mm. Crazy, crazy work, man. And look, before I even really get into it, let's start off with some, you know what I mean, some music. Let's start off with some music, man. Let's get started. Let's get warmed up. This whole stream is brought to y'all by oil, by baby oil. Nasty, nasty work. If y'all were watching my stream last Friday, y'all already know what I feel about this whole Diddy case. But it's evolved, and we're gonna speak about it today, though. We're gonna definitely speak about it today. Smash that like button, man. If you're listening on audio only platforms, I want you to give me 5 star, give a good rating, man. Support your boy. I appreciate y'all more than you know, man. I appreciate y'all more than you know. Let's have some fun though. Let's have some happiness, man. Let's go. Mm. Question: is Kid Cudi a rat? Get in the chat. Let me know, chat. Is Kid Cudi a rat? Is he a snitch?
Rolling the mid beside him now, living my life, killing our dreams. People told me slow my roll. I'm screaming out
Fair use, fair use, fair use. YouTube, don't play with your boy. Let's go.
that I'ma do just what I want. Looking ahead, no turn.
I'm gonna play y'all an underrated song from Kid Cudi. Let's go.
I can still feel love.
Mhm. Of course, it's loading up and taking time. Let's go. Niggas, facts. That's the fact. That's the facts. Yeah, old school. And now, the these specials I ain't out. These are we get in a song. Love you, fuck, rap music. Love. Oh, oh, of course it'd be pausing. Stop playing with him, man. This is a classic, man. It's off that Kid See Ghost. And I'm telling you, something about it just gets me in a vibe, man. This song I've always feel the love. Feel the love. Feel the love. Another one of my I'm gonna need to see the like button getting pressed, man. What's going on with y'all, man? What's going on with y'all people? Of course, it's playing games with me. It is what it is. We vibing out here, man. We vibing out here. We're about to get to the content real soon. I don't want to hold y'all for long. Mm. I really like this song, man. Show out. Rest in peace, Pops. Earlier, right? I asked y'all a question in the chat. I asked y'all, is Cudi a snitch? Right? And why do I say that? Is because before Young Thug deleted it, he asked, damn, Cudi, alright, LOL. And I was on his X account, right? Why did he say that? He said that because Kid Cudi went on the stand, I believe on Thursday, to clarify or at least talk about his involvement in the whole Diddy Cassie situation, right? And if y'all are not in the know, or at least don't know what's going on, I'm gonna give y'all a video review and then we're gonna come back on the back end. So if you are not knowing, this is on week 2 of an 8-week type of trial that's gonna, well, like I said, it's gonna last 8 weeks, right? So here is some video commentary, at least some kind of video where we can get some background as to what is gonna happen and what's going on currently. Okay, so let's go. I like this coverage. This is doing a good job.
So George
Appreciate y'all for smashing that like button, man. Y'all real for that. Let's go.
Kaplan,
Fair use again. This doesn't belong to me, man. This belongs to Entertainment Tonight.
he's 34 years old, and he used to be the executive assistant for Sean Combs. And he finished his testimony today and said that he saw Sean Combs being violent on one incident on a private plane with other executive members. They were headed to Las Vegas, and he said he heard glass break, and he turned around, and he described seeing Sean Combs over Cassie Ventura with a whiskey glass in his hand. So in that particular instance, he didn't talk specifically about seeing.
She kind of bad, huh? She bad? Talk to me, chat. I think she kind of cute. I think
Any
go.
physical abuse being done.
She explains also what's going on very, very well. So I'm gonna give her props for that.
But he also said that Cassie yelled out, "Isn't anybody seeing this?" And then the prosecutor said, "Why didn't you do something?" And he said, "I was 23 years old. I thought I had this great fortune of working with an icon." And he didn't.
And you see, this is where we get into it ultimately, right? What we're getting into is the fact that Diddy was and is an icon. You know what I mean? Diddy was and is an icon. So what happened was his shine and his star was always super bright. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about the man got away with a lot of things. People were scared of this dude, man. And not only were they scared of him, they wanted him to give them a step up. He was also a come up for them. So it's a mixture of fear, okay? And it's a mixture of actual admiration. What am I talking about? I'm talking about you can be scared of somebody and still admire them. You can be scared of somebody and still highly respect them, right? Like I'll give you an example. The police. I don't like the police so much, but I respect them. Am I gonna go away from the police? Absolutely. I'm not a fan of the police, but I respect what they do. They have to do their job. You know what I mean? It's not an easy one. But at least they're honorable in some degree because they're doing there should be protecting the community. Let's start off with that. Diddy is an individual who's not necessarily protecting the community, but the man is enriching himself and doing selfish acts. That goes back to my theory. My theory again is that this guy is actually going to go to jail, but I don't think he's going to go to jail for all the things that he is not only alleged to be going to jail, but not all the charges. And that's what I concluded in my last live stream. And this is fortifying my thought here and more. And I've been doing research. I've been following the trial from a lot of steps, and I see a lot of holes in a lot of things, man. Let's get to the
Feel
video.
like it was his place to step in. He also said no one on that plane stepped in, but he could not give details specifically about any bruises or things that he saw in that particular instance. But then he described seeing Cassie Ventura with her.
Yeah, right now she's talking about one of Diddy's ex-assistants. You know what I
I
mean?
believe he described her hand sort of in her head, on her head. He also described another instance where he went to the home of Combs, and Combs called him up on the intercom for something, and he said Cassie Ventura was on the bed and it looked like she had a bruise on her forehead. He said, "I saw her for all of 3 seconds," and then was asked by Combs to go get some lotion and some witch hazel, which he believed must have been for Ventura.
When in reality, it's some other ish, man.
And then he said there was a third incident that was kind of the final straw for him as to why he decided to step down as an executive.
What's going on? Let's stop playing with your boy, man. Let's run the content. Let's go. Of course, it freezes up on your boy. Let's run the content. Let's run the content. I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna get back to the content. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
And then was asked by Combs to go get some lotion and some witch.
Yeah, it's playing with your boy. It is what it is.
Hazel, which he believed must have been for Ventura.
Ultimately, the lady is talking about this individual's one of the people used to be a staff for Diddy and had seen Diddy do a lot of things during that time that were unethical and wrong. Now, keep in mind here, let me be real here. This person took immunity. meaning the things that he was going to say on the stand were going to eventually implicate him. And that happened a little bit in the cross examination. So, again, the people part of Diddy's orbit, they're guilty as well. It's not like it's not black and white, this entire case. The shades of gray. And that's why I personally think a lot of this will come down to what happens at the end, meaning what's going to happen at, final deliberations, final words, closing statements. Let's listen to the content.
And then he said there was a third incident that was kind of the final straw for him.
Yeah, the content is playing with me, chat. It's playing with me. It's playing with your boy. It's playing with your boy. You know what? They can do better than that. It's fine. If it's playing, it's playing. We know if it's up and then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuck. Let's play something else where somebody called Armand Wiggins, he gives a very, very good review of actually what happened within the trial. And I think y'all gonna like it. Y'all gonna like some of his breakdowns because he's actually been in the courtroom building. You know what I mean? So let's go with that. Let's go
Put
with
it on, girl. Let me see.
So this is a podcast with Claudia Jordan and Erica Cobb, and it
People
has
would
Armand
pay
Wiggins.
to be in my
Who is that?
position right now. Like,
So we're gonna listen to what they gotta say. Let's
this
go.
is the family reunion that we so needed, and I am
Yes.
just so honored to be here.
I'm gonna say this: Armand Wiggins does really, really great content about this, and he's really been breaking down a lot of the case. Check out his channel. Let's see what bro has to say. Let's
Well,
go.
I'm excited. I thank you, and your voice is amazing. Like I wish I had a radio voice like that.
Of course, it's playing with your boy. It's craziness. Let's go.
Her voice is so silky smooth, and
it's perfect.
we needed to
This whole thing playing with me, man. Let's go.
balance out this gruff and scruff and rasp. So she saves the day with that soothing voice. So Armand, thank you. First of all, I know this is kind of cutting into your time.
So again, this is going to be basically a review of the entire trial, start to finish. And what we're going to see, at least from my perspective, is how the trial has been covered from both ends, meaning the defense and, in other words, the prosecution. You know what I mean? So I think they put a great.
You go live at the same time, so I don't.
Yeah.
I just want to just reiterate.
But you know you're my girl, though. So I'm like, we had to get work done together at some point.
Yes, and I appreciate that because you are really killing it out there. There's a couple of people that are really, really bringing the coverage to the people like from inside the courthouse, and you're doing it every day. So you sacrifice. You left LA, went to New York, and you set up shop out there, right?
Yeah. So I got an Airbnb, and so I'm here for the duration of the trial. We're just gonna see how it goes. It's been intense, long lines, early mornings, sleep schedule's been off, eating schedule, personal life. It's kind of been crazy, but I mean, it's worth it though, because
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, chat. This is weird to say the least. I don't think I've ever had these type of technical difficulties, and I don't know what's going on. But I'm gonna find a workaround. This is what it's all about. It's about being able to adapt and move, stick and move. Let's go.
this is a monumental case, and it's a lot going on, and so many like twists and turns.
Exactly. That's why I'm covering it. It's a lot of layers. It's layered.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if this is as easy as people think it is for it to be an open shut case with Diddy. I honestly don't think it's just going to be over that easy.
So has your opinion changed from the beginning? Because I know in the beginning you were like, oh, this is kind of just like basically a bunch of freaks, right?
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is this: the evidence is the evidence. It's there.
Yeah.
But the team is so darn good. The defense, you're left
with reasonable doubt. Go ahead. And of course, it freezes when I really want the content to go. This crazy. Hey man, I might have to refresh some ish, man. Something going on. Something's in the water today that's causing the content not to play around. Hey, it is what it is. We learn from that. We learn from that and we move, we adapt, we stick and move, man. We're not these type of people who let little things get in the way. You understand me? You feel me? You feel me? I appreciate y'all for even being here and even rocking with your boy, man. Again, smash the like button. What I'm trying to at least establish, bruh, is that these things are not simple. They're not one to one. They're not easy to comprehend. Let's go.
Who's been brought up in testimony before.
Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit. This is the content I was talking about earlier. Let's go. Let's go.
Ventura was on the bed and it looked like she had a bruise on her forehead. He said, I saw her for all of 3 seconds and then was asked by Combs to go get some lotion and some witch hazel, which he believed.
Again, this belongs to Entertainment Tonight, not me. This is covered under fair use. Let's get it, though.
Must have been for Ventura. And then he said there was a third incident that was kind of the final straw for him as to why he decided to step down as an executive assistant to Combs. And this is when he talked about another girlfriend, Gina, who's been brought up in testimony before. And Kaplan says that he saw Combs throwing a green apple at her, green apples, but wasn't sure if they were real apples or if they were decorative. But again, showing sort of the violent behavior and nature that the prosecution is trying to prove and has been pointing to all along throughout this trial. So I think
this is something we can't deny. Diddy was a violent dude, man. That's
interesting for jurors to hear, though, is for him to talk about sort of this violence that he saw and this rage that he describes Combs having. He said that Combs grew him, as a man, and that he appreciated everything that Combs did for him in terms of inspiring him. He said something to the effect of, I didn't know I could go to these depths if it weren't for Combs in terms of my work ethic and how important it.
See, remember what I told you, man. These people, they hated Diddy. Diddy was abusive. Diddy was a horrible person. But they stayed and they worked with him because they saw the benefit. What was the benefit? The benefit was the money, bruh. Like, it's easy math, bruh. It's easy math. Let's go. Let's go,
to sort of be on point and be about your business. So he really also sort of toward the end on cross-examination talked about the amount of respect and love that he has for Sean Combs even to this day. So it's kind of interesting because he also mentioned that his father was suffering from prostate cancer as the reason he told Sean Combs that he was leaving. But at 34 years
that's a bunch of BS. Dude was lying.
Old, and then being able to reflect and say I was 23. He really, I felt like for the jurors when I was watching their reaction to him, many times he basically said, like, I have a lot of respect for Sean Combs. And I don't know that he had to say that in court or what he gets out of saying that now. So I thought that was very interesting that he did.
He was speaking a version of his truth that he still has respect for Diddy. It's a fact.
So much of the
like, why we lying? Why we lying?
Sort of other side to what we've been hearing about in court. Scott.
Now here's the key part where they talking about Kid Cudi. Let's go.
Muscody, aka Kid Cudi, he corroborated some of what we heard from Cassie Ventura. And he started off by talking about in 2011 getting a frantic phone call from Cassie Ventura saying, you got to come. I'm really concerned. I'm scared. I'm nervous because she said that Combs found out about their relationship. So in the process of making sure she's safe, he winds up putting her up in a hotel in Los Angeles.
And that's the key here, meaning that Diddy had them meet, meaning he introduced Cassie to Kid Cudi. Let's catch the timeline. And then Cassie was worried that Diddy's gonna find out about them. Let's go. Of course, this is what I'm dealing with today. Ain't nothing going right, man. This a crash out stream, man. We crashing out tonight. You know what I mean? It is what it is. This is all type of BS going on today. It is what it is. Somebody mad at me, but who cares? Let's go. Let's rock
And
it.
then he said he
Let's go.
called Combs and said some choice words to him about wanting to meet up with him. He said that he believed that Combs was at his home and that they were going to have a sort of, real conversation. But he got to his home and he described seeing gifts that were unwrapped and that his dog was locked away in the bathroom and that normally he wouldn't have done that with his dog. So he.
Now let's stop right here. He's exposing, Kid Cudi's exposing that Diddy came to his crib. Who would have given him the coordinates of the crib? Obviously, Cassie. So instead of the man one-on-one, the man went in the kid and the gifts, the Christmas gifts. This must sound like maybe around December. Put the dog somewhere else. All type of recklessness. Let's go. Of course it's gonna load, man. It's a crash out stream,
believed
man. Nothing's
that
going
someone
right.
had broken into his house. And he testified that he believed that person was Sean Combs, although there were cameras that he said were turned a different way that normally wouldn't have been turned. So whoever did break in was intentional. Again, his testimony about changing things that may have concealed the identity of whoever did that. The defense pointed out that there was no forensic evidence, no video evidence of Sean Combs being a part of that break-in, and then more importantly, that Molotov cocktail that was thrown inside Kid Cudi's Porsche 911. And I think when we think about where is the racketeering, where is the criminal conspiracy, part of the criminal conspiracy lays out arson as one of the elements.
This is where they could get him. In other words, this is how the prosecutors could get Diddy because he did arson. He did put fire on the whip. Now, is that 100% provable? No, we don't know yet, but it looks like it. And guess what? You just have to prove this to 12 jurors. You don't have to prove it in front of the court of public opinion. It's going to load.
So this is possibly being able to show the arson. However, again, the defense made note that there were female fingerprints found when they tested DNA in the car after he reported this to police.
And this is major. It's possible that Cassie put the fire on Kid Cudi car. Or maybe another thought he was dealing with, man. So it's not a male, or maybe whatever assistant goon that Diddy put them up to. Meaning it's not as black and white as we think. That's my point here. Let's go.
So the hard part is getting to the Sean Combs definitely did this, but Cudi throughout his testimony insinuated that it was Combs. And then he said later on that Combs apologized 2 years after he last saw him at the Soho house. People started laughing in the courtroom as he's describing how he first sees Combs. He said, I entered this room and Combs was looking out of a window with his hands behind his back like a Marvel supervillain.
No, that's kind of crazy. That's crazy work. That is crazy work, man. Bro was looking like Thanos, man. Bro was looking like this guy. For the meeting, to talk about Cassie, to talk about what they dealing with, it was looking like goddamn Thanos. With the Infinity Gauntlet, man. Insanity. Let's go. So that's why everybody laughed, because they can imagine the Diddler being like a whole super villain. Insanity.
At which point, again, there's some laughter in the courtroom, and knowing that he is a rapper, he does write well. You get this picture of someone that's very calm and almost looking like they're going to do something. But in the end, he said the conversation went well. They talked about the fact that Cassie Ventura was going back to Combs. And at one point, the defense said, so basically she played you. Another moment where everyone's like, oh my, this is getting interesting.
His answer to that was
yes, basically. So
Ventura. That's something we need to pay attention to, because if they can prove that Cassie herself is messy, Cassie's a manipulator, Cassie's a person who can't be trusted. Cassie is an individual who is liable to lie and play games with people, play in people's faces. It could bring people to believe she was lying and playing games from jump. Do you understand what the defendants and the lawyers are trying to place down, or what they putting down, is that this is not the victim that you know. That's why I put it victim or volunteer. I put it like that for a reason inside my title. Is Cassie a victim or a volunteer? We don't know, right? We do know that at first it does seem this way, but is it actually this way? Is she actually showing the symptoms of a real victim? Now, look, here's the thing. There's no such thing as a perfect victim. Victims come in all forms. But bruh, it looks really, really bad that you have a witness on the stand who you allegedly played. Let's get to the content.
Tora decides to go back with Combs. Cudi says, you know what, I want bygones to be bygones. But he mentioned that he wanted it to end because he felt like things were going too far. And he was concerned, he said, not only about his own safety, but Ventura's safety. At the end of that meeting at the Soho House, Kid Cudi described shaking Combs' hand and saying, but let's talk about my car. And Combs said, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's pure cap. He knew exactly what he was talking about.
Jurors saw the actual cut, the hole in his Porsche, and then they saw the damage done from that Molotov cocktail where the red interior is ruined and it's black and smoky. So the jurors got a real clear picture of what the aftermath looked like from that Molotov cocktail. I think because Kid Cudi played such a big role when you think about that potential arson, which was listed in that civil lawsuit, again, going back to the one that Cassie filed. It seemed like Cudi came in here ready to go. He got out of his car smoking a cigarette. He walked in, focused on that stand. Sean Combs was definitely paying attention, but I really noticed him looking back as Kid Cudi was walking in to sort of see him. And I guess they haven't seen each other in a few years based on Cudi's testimony. But yeah, it's always interesting to see these two people. Same industry. Someone that Kid Cudi says, you know, he respected, and, you know, they were friends at one point. And that was part of the conversation.
She's making a fair point. They're part of the same industry. But on that hierarchy, man, Diddy's more big, more famous, more dangerous too. Let's go.
That he said they had at the Soho House. Like, you know, you knew that.
You knew that chick was mine, or maybe he didn't.
Cassie was my girl. Why would you do that? And his thing was, well, it was my understanding you guys had broken up. So he didn't see it as such a big deal.
A former makeup artist is expected to testify next.
We might hear more from the makeup artist about what she witnessed in reference to Cassie Ventura, because Ventura testified that there were times where she would try to cover up some of the bruising with makeup. Yeah. With each witness, we get a better understanding and picture of what the prosecution is saying, because, you know, these are their witnesses that they're calling. But the defense always has this opportunity to sow doubt into the credibility of each person.
Exactly what I've been saying, man. There's reasonable doubt here, man. I think Cassie, again, is a victim, but at the same time, I think that she has a lot of things she volunteered to do, meaning within her relationship with this toxic MF or Diddy, you know what I mean? She was seeing another nigga, man. Which makes me think, okay, was it really that toxic? Were you really that forced and coerced if you was able to date a whole other nigga and play him too? Allegedly. Let's go, man.
Or just try to make a case, obviously, for Sean Combs. So it becomes this sort of back and forth, and the details some days are very interesting.
Exactly. It's very he said, she said, man. Let's go.
Fascinating, and honestly, sometimes hard to even report on, but I think we just are all waiting to see where's this going, you know. And
that's what I'm saying, man. We in it for a long one, man. No Diddy. Get in the chat, victim or volunteer. We talking about Cassie in this situation, man. victim or volunteer? Get in the
There are a
chat.
lot of people commenting, where's the sex trafficking? Where's the racketeering? And when you hear that a trial is going to last this long, 6 to 8 weeks, it's going to be a bit of a slow, road to the very end. I
Exactly.
mean, you just have to wait.
This issue is supposed to end in goddamn July. What? Again, smash that like button, people, and y'all coming in here. I want to show y'all a quick review again with somebody who's actually in there, Armand Wiggins, man. We didn't get some of that video earlier. We're gonna get it now, man. Hold on. I'll
Like,
be
so
right
in
back.
my opinion, if I'm just being honest with you, I don't know how this is gonna go, but I would not be surprised if Diddy walks away. And I'm not even being funny.
Well, who took the stand today?
Okay, so today there was no real fireworks today because Kid Cudi was supposed to come today, but at the last minute, at 10:45, he sent an email. 10:45 last night, like, I'm not coming.
What?
And
Like not coming, period, or not coming today?
Well, he's not coming today. So hopefully he shows tomorrow.
You
so
can do that?
I get he didn't show. He was supposed to be the last witness for.
So to give y'all perspective, this was before Kid Cudi came. So before Thursday. You know what I mean? Wednesday. Oh, excuse me. This was recorded on Wednesday.
The day today, but he didn't come.
Wait a minute. You can't even send an email saying you're not coming to jury duty. How are you sending an email saying that you're not coming to take the stand?
I don't. Well, the same reason why that they subpoenaed Gina.
Get in there in the chat, man. Talk to me, chat. Is Cassie a victim or is she a volunteer? Let me know y'all thoughts and why. Let's go.
Which was one of Diddy's ex-girlfriends and ex-baby mamas until she had the alleged abortion, and she is nowhere to be found. She was supposed to be a witness.
Doesn't that play into some of his charges of intimidation, coercion? I mean,
they brought her up today too, because they're like, well, let me tell you something. Today, the defense and the prosecution, they were arguing today, but I want to get
you. This was Wednesday. Keep in mind, man. Keep in mind, this was Wednesday again. This was not before the Kid Cudi. Actually, you know what? Maybe I might just go to the Kid Cudi one, man. Because there was actually, let's run this for a little bit.
I want to get into who was there. Okay. Mm-hmm. There was a guy from Homeland Security. So today was kind of like, Homeland Security and experts on the stand. No real celebrities today, no real major fireworks. But even in that, though, his defense was able to kind of switch the narrative. But we did get Gerard Gannon. He's a Homeland Security for Miami. And so his job was to pretty much, get the search warrant and then go into Diddy's house, raid the house, and take out, whatever evidence they can use against him in court. And so
actually, instead, let's switch to something better. Let's go right here. So instead here, this is Dana with the data. She has a show called Man Up with Judge Joe Brown. I want to get Judge Joe Brown's point of view, and then we're going to get to the last piece of content. Now I'm probably going to dip. I'm kind of mad because I'm watching sideways some of this Knicks and Indiana game, and I don't know what it is. I think the Knicks are going to flop this. They're going to fail, bro. They're down about, 9 points. And okay, now they're down 8. But the Pacers keep making shots. I don't know what it is about the Knicks, but the Knicks keep on missing when they're playing at. I don't know what it is, but F that. Let's listen to Judge Joe Brown and his co-host on this show. Let me give y'all my opinion on the back end, man. Again, like, comment, sub. Let's go.
All right, so let's get into the Diddy trial update, right? This is becoming the trial of the century next to OJ. But anyway, this is day 9 of the second week, day 9 of the Diddy trial. And today, Kid Cudi, who's a former boyfriend of Cassie, took the stand. And I want to get your legal reaction to this. And he was being crossed by the defense by Brian Steele, known as, the wonder lawyer from the YSL RICO case down in Atlanta. So here we go. And again, shout out to Inner City.
Let's put it this way. I wouldn't say wonder lawyer, but I would say somebody who had the balls to do his job.
Okay. And okay, so here we go. And shout out to Inner City Press. Next witness, AUSA. We
Crazy, 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 crazy. Brian Steele's very, very good though. I will give him that. He got Young Thug off on that case in Atlanta, that Rico.
Call Scott Mescudi. Kid Cudi takes the stand in a leather jacket, white t-shirt, blue jeans. What did you do for work? I am an actor and musician known as Kid Cudi. Who is this? Cassie. We dated in 2011. Who else was she involved with? Sean Combs. What did you know about?
Y'all get active in this chat, man. Let me know, man. Let me know y'all thoughts again. Y'all think Cassie is a victim or a volunteer? Why do I say that? I say that because that's what this whole case hinges on, man. If Cassie's actually a victim, let me repeat. If Cassie's actually a victim, Diddy's gonna spend the rest of his life in jail. Because all the counts are based on Cassie, bro. They're not based on anybody else. Moving girls for prostitution, that is a Cassie type of deal, man. You know what I mean? The arson linked to everything is linked to Cassie. So it's either Cassie or no case, bro. Let's go. Let's go.
Their status? That she and Sean Combs had some problems and they weren't dating anymore. In December 2011, the law enforcement respond to your home. Yes, I had a break-in. Cassie called me 4:30 or 6 a.m. She said Sean Combs had found out about us. She asked me to pick her up, so I did. Yeah. Why? She was worried. What was her demeanor? Very stressed, worried. Where did you go? The Sunset Marquee. Why? I thought it was safe, off the radar. Who else did you speak with? Capricorn Clark. She sounded near tears. What did she say? That Sean Combs in the car near my house.
All of that I would not have admitted because it's rank hearsay.
Combs' defense lawyer Brian Still says objection. Judge says overruled.
Mhm.
AUSA, you called Sean Combs? I did. He said, I'm over here waiting for you. When you arrived, what did the outside look like? Pretty normal. Any security camera? Yes, but I found out they weren't working. But the security cameras have been moved. Did you move them? No. What did you see inside your home? Gifts were open, some stuff I got from Chanel, and my dog was locked up in the bathroom. How did you use?
So I just want to ask y'all right now. Again, the question was, is Cudi a snitch? I don't think he's a snitch because he's not a street dude. Right? But at the same time, this is not considered hip hop. Right? Because hip hop is a street urban type of, genre. But the truth of the matter is most of the people in hip hop are civilians. Puff Diddy is old school, man. He's actually a gangster. In other words, he was in the 90s era where people were actually scrapping and getting it in. In other words, Puff is from a time where he was battling with Suge Knight. So whatever Kid Cudi's doing, this is what a civilian's supposed to do. You get subpoenaed from the feds, you're supposed to go and not necessarily tell. Well, you're supposed to go and do your civic duty. It's not telling.
Usually leave your dog? I let him roam. How long had you had your dog? 3 years. What changes in behavior of your dog after the break-in? Jittery.
Quick heads up, the Knicks are coming back. They're just down 3 points. I wish I put the money line on New York, but I was too last minute with it. Let's see if Big Body Brunson can do it. This is a huge game for the Knicks, man. I'm watching it on one of my other screens, bro. Once it's done, we'll see where I'll go on. Let's go.
On edge all the time.
That's inadmissible, and there was no foundation for that in the first place.
I got back in and called Sean Combs again. I was looking for him. I wanted to fight him, Did he answer? Yeah. He said, I'm on my way. I thought to myself, Combs lawyer Brian Still, objection. Judge says ground. Still says non-responsive, overruled. Judge says
it's irrelevant, immaterial.
Judge says,
Invite speculative speculation. Oh God. I
so
don't.
judge says, ask a new question. When you saw Cassie, how did she seem? Depressed. Did you see Cassie in Connecticut? Yes, she needed it.
Objection. Are you a clinical psychologist? And how do you know she was suffering from depression?
Great
See,
point.
all of the above. That's inappropriate.
Did Mr. Combs call you? Yes, he hit me a few times. Called me. What did you say? That I didn't want to talk to him? He broke into my house, hurt my dog. Did you and Miss Ventura break up? Yes. What about your car? My dog's babysitter called me and told me my car was on fire. Where were you? At a relative of my ex-girlfriend. Where did
That's
you go?
hearsay, and he should have been required to lay a foundation to get into that. He wasn't.
Where did you go? To my house, 8925 Hollywood Hills Road. Let me show you 6 pictures. Do you recognize my Porsche? That's the damage to my Porsche from the Molotov.
This is insane, man. By the way, the Knicks game is going really down to the wire right now, bruh. Foul on Brunson, and now it's leading to 2 shots by Naismith. Yeah, might go down to the wire, man. It just might go down to overtime again. Crazy, bro. Let's go. Let's go. Let's listen to the content as well, man. Let's go. Smash the like button. Let's go. Let's get it. By the way,
Cocktail.
shout out to Dana with the data. She's there with Judge Joe Brown. They're the ones who are doing the content. Check them out.
Who took these photos? Chip, a good friend and collaborator.
That's also objectionable. His conclusion there was a Molotov cocktail. He'd have to lay a foundation for how he reached that determination, but it wasn't required. Again, not well done.
What's depicted here? The hole they cut in the roof of my car to put in the Molotov cocktail. What was your reaction to your car being set on fire? What the fuck? Objection, judge overruled. And then the judge says break.
God damn, the Knicks just lost. Jalen Brunson with an epic collapse. Crazy shot. The Pacers.
They come back from break. Judge says, well,
the judge allowed that.
Crazy. Let's listen back to the content. Let's go. Epic crash out. Wow. Knicks crashed out.
Language when it wasn't a quote of somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. We're gonna see. What's up.
Amazing.
Back from break, judge says, will you finish the witness of today? AUSA, yes. Though the cross of Mr. Kaplan was 3 times long that we thought. Jury is entering. AUSA, was the damage on your car present before the call from the dog sitter? No. Did you think it was accidental or intentional? Intentional. Where did you last see Miss Ventura? At the Soho House.
What in the world was the purpose of that question? That sounds like an inartful way of trying to lay a foundation that's already too late, because the testimony prior to that was the one that should have had a foundation laid, but it had already been allowed. So, I mean, that's so clumsy.
Where did you last see Miss Ventura? At the Soho House. I reached out to Sean Combs and said, let's talk. This is getting out.
I'm gonna keep it real. I did not put no money on the Knicks, obviously, right? I didn't bet. But I'm happy I didn't bet, because the Pacers done outlasted the MFN Knicks. And there's only 4 seconds left on the clock. Knicks get the ball. Jalen Brunson with a very, very stupid foul at the very end, because Brunson can't defend. And I believe, I don't know if this was sure, but they're targeting him. And then you have a guy like Pascal Siakam, gave you 39 points. God damn. You know, Naismith came back with a 12. You know what I mean? You don't need Halliburton to go off. He just needs 14, and you win. Look at how many players are in double digits. Turner, Nimhard, Halliburton, Siakam, Naismith. Bruh, I think even one of TJ McConnell, white boy. They have so many guys who are getting you buckets. This is a real team, man. Look at the Knicks. 20 from Towns, 20 from Bridges, 36 from Brunson, not enough. 16 from OG, not enough. Let me tell you something, man. Crazy stat. Teams that start off 2-1 have a 76-6 record all time. I'm just telling y'all right now, we have to mentally prepare ourselves for a Pacers OKC final, man. Just mentally prepare yourself because that's what's gonna happen. You dig? It's it's over, y'all. It's over, and that's kind of annoying. Let's see what Pascal Siakam has to say. I don't know. Let's see what he has to. Yeah, I can't show you the video. Shut up, Pascal Siakam, man. 39 points. Wow. Yeah, enough of that BS, man. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Let's get back to the content. Let's get back. I really wanted the Knicks to win. I'm mad about it. I'm mad about it. You know what I mean? I'm mad about it. I wanted the Knicks to win.
Out of hand. Combs, Brian Still. Can we have a sidebar? Judge, do you have an objection? Yes. Judge, sustain, disregard, and move on. AUSA. Who set up the meeting at Soho House? D-Rock and my manager. What was Mr. Combs doing? Standing there like a Marvel super villain. Some laughter. He said, we were homies, you know.
Objection, and that should have been sustained. Jury will disregard that testimony.
He said, we were homies, you know, that is my girl. What did you say? I thought you had broken up. Then Sean Combs offered me water twice. It was weird, Sean Combs being so calm. What did Cassie say?
The objection, and that should be sustained. Oh, God, this is awful.
What did Cassie say? That we have fallen in love. Things happen. What did you say to Mr. Combs? What about my car? He said, I don't know what you're talking about. I walked away. Did you see Sean Combs later? A few years later, also at Soho House, he said, I'm just sorry for all that BS. I was surprised, so I found peace with it. AUSA, no further questions at this time. Judge, Mr. Steele, Combs, Brian Steele, I want to ask you some questions.
So again, let me know who has the most credibility. Talk to me, chat. Who has the most credibility? Cudi or what Brian Steele's saying? Y'all talk to me in the chat. I'm gonna be right
It's
back
about
though.
your
Hey,
portion.
the point is, what did that occur? What was the point of all of that? If you can't identify the point, it just goes to what I said in the first place. It was irrelevant and immaterial, and it is the type of information that tends to inflame a jury so that its probative value is far outweighed by its prejudicial effect. This is so amateurish. It's like these people that never studied evidence in law school or dealt with it later on.
Combs, Brian Still, I want to ask you some questions about your Porsche in 2022. 2012, I apologize. You get a call about damage to your vehicle. Any surveillance photos? No. My dog's babysitter did send me pictures of the damage. The DNA taken, are you aware it came back being a female? AUSA, objection, no foundation. Judge, suspend.
That's as much foundation as anything else that the prosecution was allowed to elicit. Next thing, this is cross-examination, and he can be confronted with some. Something like that. So if this
Yeah, I don't know what was going on, but we back.
objection got a sustained, that's inappropriate. But go ahead. What happened? Was the objection sustained or overruled?
It says, when they AUSA objection, no foundation, judge, sustained. Still, do you know?
That's just, never mind. Keep going.
Do you know there were DNA results? Judge, I'll allow that. No, the witness said. Brian Still again, Miss Ventura told you it was over. We just stopped talking. You told this honorable court and this jury that she played you? Yes. She played you and you had no clue. No clue. In 2011, you went on a tour. Yes. 65 locations? Question mark. Yeah. At that time, Sean Combs as an icon, fair to say? Yes. You and Miss Ventura had a sexual relationship? AUSA, objection, sidebar.
It's cross-examination, and generally you can lead on cross-examination, but not on direct. Okay.
After sidebar, witness says, Mr. Still, can I? Then the judge intervenes, says, no, you can do that on redirect. Brian Still, do you want to tell me something? Sean Combs asked about me doing a song with Miss Ventura in 2010. Thank you.
So I'm gonna take a pause for the cause here. They're basically saying, in more or less words, that she was with it. She met me through Diddy. You understand what I'm trying to say here? Let's go.
Combs Still, you believe they left your front door unlocked? Yes. No forced entry? No. Just presence open, door in the bathroom. I'm not belittling, just asking. You called Sean Combs? Yeah. He was calm? Yes. You went to see him? You didn't think he had a gun? I couldn't call it.
By the way, if y'all just tuning in, pull up right here, smash that like button. At the same time, I'm kind of cheesed the Knicks lost. I wanted the Knicks to win. But if y'all just tuning in, I gave y'all some quick commentary. Jalen Brunson with the fraud flop alert. Again, he gave y'all 36 points. But in the clutch, he was not clutch. He had a crazy foul on Naismith, right? Which led to, excuse me, it led to critical free throws from Naismith. Both sunk in, made the lead up to 4. So they couldn't shoot a 3. Regardless, they tried to shoot a 3. They miss. Brunson has missed 2 game sealing 3s. And now it's going to go back to Indiana. Indiana stole 2 games. Goddamn. Are we going to have an Indiana OKC final? I guess so, man. Let's get back to the content. Again, as I'm saying here with the content, is Cassie a victim or is she a volunteer? Y'all let me know in the chat though. You know what I mean? Let's go.
You are a strong person. That's how you characterize yourself. Yeah, this crossed the line. Miss Ventura told you she was abused. Yes. But she never said she was sexually abused. True? She did not. You loved her? Tell me if I'm wrong. I did. You got played by the same person who played Mr. Combs, Cassie Ventura. In the 13 years since, have you?
That's a nice move, by the way.
Mhm. In the 13 years since, have you ever been notified in California that there was any more actions on this car fire? No. Did Miss Ventura have multiple phones? I don't remember. Still, 35 to 12. If I said it, I said it. Do you know what a burner phone is? Untraceable. The trespass, you call it a break-in. Miss Ventura told you she giving your home address to Mr. Combs. Yes, in the morning. No more questions. Thanks. No problem. 1 second. And the judge says, redirect. AUSA Johnson, what did Miss Ventura confide in you about abuse? That he would hit her, sometimes kick her. The day of the break-in, was she carefree? No. What did Capricorn Clark tell you?
Now, hold on. There would be an objection on foundation here because it's rank hearsay unless there's been some predicate laid through her own testimony about this. He's also leading in his questioning of the witness, which is inappropriate.
What did Capricorn Clark?
Let me know in the chat, man. Let me know in the chat. Do y'all think Cudi's testimony will matter in the long run? I don't think so. This all hinges on Cassie. Again, my point is, I don't think Cassie was really that much of a victim, dog. I think she was a super volunteer. You know what I mean? Man, this bullshit is not working for me. It is what it is. Look, I'm gonna stick with what I said from the very beginning, man. A lot of this is circumstantial. A lot of this is up and down. You know what I mean? And my point is, Cudi exposed Puff as somebody who is involved and somebody who's the ringleader and somebody who's a boss who's getting away with all kind of crazy treacherous ish. Why? Because this is the music industry. This is what happens. This is what they do, bruh. This is what they're known to do, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it, man. My point is again, Diddy is not an innocent person, but neither is Cassie. And it's not a surprise that they gave Cassie immunity. It's not a surprise that they gave the assistant immunity. It's not surprised they gave a lot of these people immunity because they know that these people were part of this ish. They were part of the ish. You're part of the conspiracy. You're part of the nonsense. You're part of the effery. Why are you part of it? Because that's always what you've been doing. You are an associate. You are a co-conspirator, right? So if they want to take down Diddy, which is clearly the case here, I think that what they did in the big picture is they saw that he had some weakness and said, "Hey, we're gonna give you a deal. We will not come after you. Just give us the goods." What is the goods? The goods is what Cudi's talking about right here. That's what I personally believe. This is the goods. The goods is making
Tell
people realize that Cudi was just a piece in this big puzzle. And he exposed that this man Diddy is a freak nasty
Sean Combs
Revengeful
asked
mob
about
boss type of guy. That might help in the RICO case.
me
Let's go.
doing a song with Miss Ventura in 2010. Thank you. Combs still, you believe they left your front door unlocked? Yes. No forced entry. No. Just presence open, door in the bathroom. I'm not belittling, just asking. You called Sean Combs. Yeah. He was calm. Yes. You went to see him. You didn't think he had a gun. I couldn't call it. You are a strong person. That's how you characterize yourself. Yeah. This crossed the line. Miss Ventura told you she was abused. Yes. But she never said she was sexually abused. True, she did not. You loved her? Tell me if I'm wrong. I did. You got played by the same person who played Mr. Combs, Cassie Ventura. In the 13 years since, have you...
That's a nice move, by the way.
Mhm. In the 13 years since, have you ever been notified in California that there was any more actions on this car fire? No. Did Miss Ventura have multiple phones? I don't remember. Still 35 to 12. If I said it, I said it. Do you know what a burner phone is? Untraceable. The trespass, you call it a break-in. Miss Ventura told you she giving your home address to Mr. Combs. Yes, in the morning. No more questions. Thanks. No problem. 1 second. And the judge says, redirect. AUSA Johnson, what did Miss Ventura confide in you about abuse? That he would hit her, sometimes kick her. The day of the break-in, was she carefree? No. What did Capricorn Clark tell you?
Now, hold on. There would be an objection on foundation here because it's rank hearsay unless there's been some predicate laid through her own testimony about this. He's also leading in his questioning of the witness, which is inappropriate.
What did Capricorn Clark tell you? Sean Combs and an affiliate forced her into a car to come to my house. I called the police. How would you describe Cassie that day? Just really shook. Him finding out about us.
Again, that's a conclusion. He is not satisfied the necessary qualifications to reach that conclusion. It's speculative. And it's also tending to be self-serving. So anyway, go ahead.
Why did your relationship with Miss Ventura end? The drama. It was getting out of hand. I wanted to give space. What drama? The break-in, for my safety, her safety. Combs still objection. Judge. Grounds. Speculation. Overruled. Why did you have safety concerns? Because I knew Sean Combs was violent.
I think that's what a lot of people thought. They knew that Diddy was violent, and they knew that he was the type of guy that gets revenge. Now, the big thing is when you look at Diddy, you have to realize that he might have been responsible for two of the biggest murders in hip hop. Talking Biggie and Pac, right? This guy works in the shadows, man. And again, he works in the shadows because he's allowed to. So they turned his TV off, metaphorically. You know what I mean?
Your Honor.
Objection.
Yeah. Well, Brian still says, Your Honor, may we approach? Sidebar. AUSA, the meeting at the Soho House, Mr. Combs said, I don't know what you're talking about your card. Did you believe him? Combs still, objection. Judge, rephrase. What was your understanding? That he was lying? No further questions. Judge, any recalls? Brian still, no, Your Honor. Mr. Cudi, you're done. All right. And he leaves and they take a break. And that was the end of that. So, poor counsel with the cross-examination from Brian Still.
I am less than impressed by a trend in law where the lawyers on both sides are inexpert in questioning And the trend, instead of causing them to learn how to do it, has been more and more permissive to let them get away with it. And a lot of this just smells to high heavens in terms of speculation, being led with leading questions, being asked to state opinions of which they have not demonstrated the competence to make, getting in rank hearsay. And it's just repugnant to me. We never got away with doing things like that.
I said, I want to show you some pictures of Kid Cudi, the ex-boyfriend of Cassie. So this is what he looks like, what he looked like today, arriving in court. Had a cigarette in his hand. I guess he was nervous.
So the judge is basically on my side, similar to me saying, bruh, this is the type of case that, you know, these things are fitting in like puzzle pieces. There's more people that's going to come. There's more witnesses that the prosecution is going to show. But ultimately, man, this is just to prove this is a Cassie versus Diddy case. That's what it's turned into. That's what it's turned into. It's turned into a Cassie versus Diddy case, when it really is Diddy versus the feds, or AKA the U.S. government. Let's go.
White t-shirt, jeans. And
I'm not sure I would allow him to get on the stand and testify in my courtroom dressed like that, particularly since he had the financial wherewithal to deal with the uniform of the day, suit and tie.
And he made a statement. He released this video afterwards.
Hey guys, so I just want to say, man, I've been seeing all the love and support, and I just want to say thank you so much, man.
For what?
People been hitting me up the past week, just checking in, and even today, and it really means a lot to me, man.
What the hell is this?
You guys are the best. I love y'all. This is a stressful situation. I'm glad it's behind me, and yeah, I love y'all, man. Big love. Go stream Neverland.
Self-promotion.
This is disgusting.
Well, this you're gonna find this more disgusting.
You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying again, right? Within the exposure, get in the chat. I've been texting some of my homies. We've been talking about all type of shit, but I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. We having a vibe. We having a vibe. It's Friday night, and we get into it. Again, these people are scared of Diddy, but they're willing to use Diddy. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? They're scared of him, but they're willing to use him, which leaves a level of nuance that we need to understand. Again, Diddy's a horrible person. I'm not denying that. Nobody's denying that. Your grandma ain't denying that. It's clear to see. But, and here's the but here. People are also using Diddy. Let me rewind back. You have Kid Cudi over here who went to the trial. He's nervous. He's on his cigarettes. You know what I mean? It's all good. But ultimately, what he's doing, again, Diddy, so no, it's not Diddy, sorry, Cudi, is that he's going to promote his recent single and his album. See, in the midst of Cassie being abused, which I think she was abused, and I believe she is a victim, she also became something else, which is a volunteer. So it was a mix. And you could even argue she was a manipulator. What am I talking about? She fell in love with Cudi, realized that Cudi was not as powerful as Diddy, and then switched up and went to Diddy again.
Like what he looked like today, arriving.
What I'm saying is she was playing both sides. Cudi himself is going to show you how he was playing both sides. Let's go.
In court. Had a cigarette in his hand. I guess he was nervous. white t-shirt, jeans. And
I'm not sure I would have allowed him to get on the stand and testify in my courtroom dressed like that, particularly since he had the financial wherewithal to deal with the uniform of the day, suit and tie.
And he made a statement. He released this video afterwards.
Hey guys, so I just want to say, man, I've been seeing all the love and support, and I just want to say thank you so much, man.
For what?
People have been hitting me up the past week, just checking in, and even today, and it really means a lot to me, man.
What the hell is this?
You guys are the best. I love y'all. This is a stressful situation. I'm glad it's behind me, and yeah, I love y'all, man. Big love. Go stream Neverland.
Self-promotion.
This is disgusting.
Well, you're gonna find this more
there you go. And in my eyes, I think that's what at least in my eyes, my opinion, I think that's what's gonna happen with the jury around the end. Unless the prosecutors have more trump cards and more things popping off, I think that's what the jury is gonna see at the end, that a lot of these people who were testifying against Diddy, a lot of them were volunteering for it, man. Super volunteering for it. And that kills their credibility. Let's go. Let's go there. Let's go.
Disgusting, because this is the same artist who wore a dress in several occasions. So he's like, he called himself dating Cassie, but when he was on the red carpet, he performed Saturday Night Live in a dress, on a red carpet in a wedding dress. Yeah. And this is who she cheated on Sean Combs with.
She left the freak parties to
go
another
freak.
Yeah.
So
anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to, highlight, that was one of the highlights this week of the witness. And I wanted to get your take on, the judge, the AUSA, and Brian Still, with the questions, the cross-examination.
It stank to high heavens. It sounds like a bunch of amateurs. And I'm really disappointed that America thinks this kind of inartful performance is supposed to be par for the course.
So good. So just real quick, the charges, right? These are the witnesses presenting this type of testimony to try and find Sean Combs guilty of RICO. Me personally, I'm not buying it. If I was the juror, I would not. Yes, you beat up your girlfriend's domestic violence. You're freaky in the bedroom, but I don't think you forced this girl to do something she did not want to do. And you pay for prostitutions, which is against the law. Is it RICO? I don't think so.
No. And by the way, that article I was referring to, I sent it to you. Go through it and take a look at it. And you will see all of these Hollywood starlets who are.
Again, this is the most important part of this entire thing. And I want y'all to really pay attention to what the judge has to say here. We're going to take it back a little bit, man. Smash that like button as y'all come in. I know I haven't hit my super chat goal. I'm mad about it. I ain't happy about it. It's fine. But y'all can at least show me the love and respect of smashing that like button. Do that for me. This is the most important part of the whole thing. And I'm going to give my commentary right after. Let's get
and Brian Still, with the questions, the cross-examination,
It stank to high heavens. It sounds like a bunch of amateurs. And I'm really disappointed that America thinks this kind of inartful performance is supposed to be par for the course.
So good. So just real quick, the charges, right? These are the witnesses presenting this type of testimony to try and find Sean Combs guilty of RICO. Me personally, I'm not buying it. If I was the juror, I would not. Yes, you beat up your girlfriend's domestic violence, you're freaky in the bedroom, but I don't think you forced this girl to do something she did not want to do. And you pay for prostitutions, which is against the law. Is it RICO? I don't think so.
No, and by the
You see what I'm saying here, man? I don't think none of this BS is RICO, man. I don't think none of this BS is RICO. The thing is, they're trying to make it seem, whether you believe it or not, get in the chat. They're trying to make it seem that Diddy is some multi-faceted super criminal that's doing all types of crimes, all type of times, in order for him to get power on and dominate, specifically Cassie Ventura. Right? And that's why Cassie was a star witness, because Cassie Ventura, again, she is the prostitute in this thing. She is the sex trafficking victim. Do y'all understand what I did? I asked, is she the victim or is she a volunteer, bruh? And time after time after time, she's looking like a volunteer. But she is also a victim. Do you understand? It is so nuanced right now because she was victimized in a lot of things, but she was also a volunteer in a lot of things. And that is where the nuance comes and goes. Let's go.
way, that
Go again.
article I was referring to, I sent it to you. Go through it and take a look at it. And you will see all of these Hollywood starlets who are talking about they like just this kind of thing that Combs was doing. One of them said, you know, sometimes it's awkward to get up and go downstairs to get the whip. So I just like them to use their hands, and sometimes being spanked or punished was a good thing, et cetera, et cetera. So in other words, this is this S&M thing, sadomasochism, that goes along with certain sexual trends. So, yeah. I hope the defense is going to set it up and bring in somebody to speak to such things. So, I mean, I'm only thing I'm really concerned with is due process is a sacred thing, and it should not be corrupted by general incompetence or for political purposes.
I'm gonna say something that might be controversial to some, or it might be some type of way to some. I think because Cassie is pretty, she is getting an advantage here. That's what I believe. I think because she's attractive and light-skinned and younger, she is getting an advantage here. Y'all get in the chat if y'all agree with me. I think that because she's light-skinned, she's pretty, she's getting an advantage here. And I'm gonna explain why. Because Young Miami, right, is considered less attractive conventionally than Cassie, right? But what happened with Young Miami? Young Miami was having all types of advantages with Diddy, meaning Diddy gave her a show on Revolt. Diddy gave her songs and record deals, and Diddy gave her way more attention than he was giving Cassie, way more affection than he was giving Cassie. So I believe that she got jealous. Let me repeat again. I believe that Cassie got jealous. And I'm gonna say something even controversial. I don't even care. You know what I mean? I think that Cassie still loves Diddy. I'm gonna say it. Yes, yes. I'm saying it right now. I think she still loves Diddy. She loves the experience she had with Diddy. I strongly believe that. I'm gonna die on that hill. Why is that? Why is that? I'll tell you why. Get in the chat. Let me know why. Very simple, because Diddy provided her a life that her current husband cannot. And women, certain women are obsessed with the lifestyle despite what's going on in that lifestyle. And those, again, in my mind, are volunteers. But still, that doesn't change the fact that we're talking about nuance. We grown. That doesn't change the fact that the Diddy, the diddler, is an abuser. He's a horrible person. So what is justice? My idea of justice is Diddy's going to spend time in jail, but he's not going to spend that much time in jail. And if he's spending time in jail, Cassie might have to spend time in jail too, because they were accomplices. I'm going to say something even more controversial. I think Diddy might have been victimized by Cassie. Yeah. I think Diddy might have been victimized by Cassie. Not even might. She was definitely victimized Diddy. What am I talking about? I'm talking about a younger woman who saw maybe some insecurities and issues with this older man and realized, hey, I'm going to get in where I fit in. There's somebody who agrees with me. And I'm going to show you who agrees with me. But I want to show y'all this first, though. This is why.
You want to sponsor my?
You see what I'm talking about? Young Miami was with the shits. She was with the ish, right? And let me tell you something. I bet you when Shorty saw this, she got mad, she got triggered, and accelerated that book deal, man. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you facts, man. Let's go. You think she didn't see this shit? Pay attention, pay attention. Pay attention. And you don't think the Shorty saw this? She saw that, man. And guess what? She saw that while she was in her mama's basement, pregnant as hell. Or about to get pregnant, chilling with a broke trainer, man. See, I just want to tell y'all something, man. Never doubt the a woman's scorn, right? And does Cassie have the right to feel victimized? Absolutely, man. Homie was beating the hell out of her, treating her bad, and all these things. I fully understand why she would feel that way, right? Ultimately, you have an individual, right, that wanted to get some form of justice for all the things that she had been doing for this man. I understand it. I get it. I get it, bro. I'm telling you right now, I fully understand it, man. You know, you have. I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna show y'all something. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm gonna show y'all something real. I'm gonna show y'all something real. There's somebody. By the way, if you're not liking the stream, I don't know what y'all doing, man. Like the stream. I had a super chat goal, but it hasn't been reached, and that's okay. I don't care. You know what I mean? I would appreciate it if y'all could add to that super chat goal by getting me at least one super chat tonight. But I will be okay. I will survive. I will survive. Let's listen to this guy.
But also the Zulu Nation.
That's not what we want to talk about.
What the difference is?
That's not what we want to talk
I'm
about.
gonna end this show whenever I end this show. No rush, no rush.
Let's go right back.
7 years.
Kate Any, the defense asking, you live in Florida. You are aware people have firearms.
Former assistant to Mr.
I haven't. I'm still processing last week's work that they did, but
Okay, so what I'm getting to again, we're gonna get to the right clip. What we're gonna get to is the fact that Star, right? From the Star Report. Shout out to Star from the Star Report. I'm giving my credit, my notice. Fair use, fair use. I'm showing love to you, bro. I'm gonna credit you. This is his channel. Show him some love. Star from the Star Report personally believes that Cassie Ventura over here was a coke whore. In other words, she was a druggie who saw Puff as a lick. That's why when I said what I said earlier, that was not an original comment. I got it from, from Mr. Star. That Cassie was not only a co-conspirator, but she might have been somebody who is the pusher, the initiator, the aggressor. In other words, she was running a play on him. Get in the chat. Is that plausible? Is that true? Let's find out. Let's go.
They choked tonight. Halliburton, but now I thought a lot of people thought that was a 3-pointer.
So they're talking about the next game and everything.
Who heard
like
down
that.
on?
But anyways, man, it is what it is. At least how I see it, right? And similar to how a lot of people see it is that this entire case hinges on Cassie. Is she really the victim or is she a volunteer? Right? Now, again, my point is I think she's a mix of both. And if I was to go hard body, I think she's a volunteer, bro. You are not 19 years old and see a multi-millionaire, borderline billionaire, and say, I ain't going to deal with that. No, you're going to deal with that to not only move your career forward, but get a lot of things forward. You, and even on the stand, she said she still had love for Diddy. You still have love for the same person who violated you. This is the thing. Is there nuance in it? Yes, there is. But at the same time, bro, you have to be very, very careful as to what you're talking about because, bro, you are playing in the gray. And when you play in the gray, you must pray that the jury will let you go away. Bars. But regardless of what I'm saying is that there's a high likelihood that when they put this woman on questioning, because she's the key to this entire trial, they're gonna find more errors than good, man. And ultimately, I want her to get her justice. It seemed like she got her justice in about $30 million. But at the same time, goddamn, Diddy's gonna go to jail for probably 5 years, but I don't think he should go to jail for life. Again, at least that's how I see it. You can be a piece of ish, you can be an abuser, which should have been a state thing. But do you have to go to jail for life? I don't know about all that, man. I definitely don't know about all that. But let's listen to Whack. And yeah, y'all get in the chat with y'all last thoughts, man. Let's go to the next shit, man.
And
Let's
Joey
go.
Badass been.
So this is again DJ Academics and Whack 100 talking about Joey Badass. Like I said, y'all, let me know in our chat on y'all Diddy and Cassie thing, man. It's crazy, it's huge. That's why we gotta talk about it. Let's go.
Given. And you know what I said? I said the only
the
person who
crazy part about it?
I said the only person who can save them is the game. The game got to tag in, and I need you to get the game involved.
Yeah, but no, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. And shout out to Joey Badass. He been doing a great job on the power thing or the cane, whatever one he's on.
You know he's been giving belt Whack. Come on, just give him a credit.
He's been putting belt to belt to belt to all type of. Anyways, let me actually search y'all up. Let me search y'all up to understand what's been going on. Smash the like button as y'all here. Appreciate y'all for doing this. Let's talk about Joey Badass doing the freestyle with Ab Soul and the Red Bull freestyle. Let me give you this is where it started. Let's go.
Me first, fuck it. Hey.
By the way, fair use. I don't own this content. This belongs clearly to Red Bull. Don't play with your boy. Don't play with me. Smash that like button as y'all come in here, man. Get on that liking, the sharing, and everything in between, man. Stop playing with us. Stop playing with me. Let's go. Let's go. Of course, he's gonna play games with me. Let's go. I wanna give at least some kind of credit to Big Sean, because Big Sean is always in the mess for all this rap beef type ish. And I really want Big Sean to go at Kendrick, dog. Remember the control verse? Yeah, yeah, yeah. If we're talking about real hip hop, I really think that Big Sean has to actually take that step and actually go against K Dot. Like, let's stop playing. Let's stop playing. Let's actually have it happen, because it seemed like a lot of times that it seemed like actually like a lot of times that Kendrick be sneak dissing somebody like Big Sean. And I'm not saying that Big Sean would beat Kendrick, but I'm saying that why? Why has Kendrick throughout his whole career only beefed one man? Only beefed one man. And that's the biggest person in music, in hip hop music. Allegedly with some backing. There's a reason. Because if he was to beef with everybody else, he would actually get murked. Hey, that's my theory. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's my theory. Get in the chat. I think that was kind of fly what he did. Yeah, I like Big Sean, man. Well, let's bring the spitters back. Let's shout out to Absol. I think a lot of his is freestyle. That makes it even more fly. I like that shit.
Was referring to, because he ain't got a
Fair use again. I don't own this content. This obviously belongs to them. Red Bull and all of them, not me. This belongs. Oh, I like this. I like this. You know what it is again? This is about the art, man. This is about the art. This is about having artistic value and artistry, man. You know what I mean? I like that. I like that. Let's go. I don't remember like Ray. He calling Ray Vaughn out. Let's go.
the attention till top, he gotta pay. Look, I said, what's a
You talking cash shit in front of Absol. What's a little pup to a canine? He talking reckless in front of this man. You know what? Again, because we're bringing again the essence of hip hop, where people are in the streets and can spit at each other and still be cool. You know what I mean? Absol and Big Sean should do an album. I agree. I think that would be great. You know what I mean? A friendly fade. Again, I like that, because what we've been missing again in hip hop is the artistry, is the actual lyrical wordplays, things that make hip hop great. You know what I mean? Now we have crash outs. Literally crash out. Let me repeat. Crash outs. Let me show y'all one of the biggest crash outs right now that has been actually released free. NBA YoungBoy, man, crash out. He just came out of the feds after doing almost 2 years. You know what I mean? And I hate to say this, but I think he's gonna go back. It is what it is. He's gonna go back, and it's just a matter of how much time he's gonna be free. I love this guy too. I'm a big fan of bro. Crash out as well. Crashing out, and his literal OG has not been crashing out and actually been releasing amazing music. Chief Keef. This is why we got to show more love to Keith, because Keith is the type of individual who you guys would think will crash out. Even me, I thought he would crash out and end his career early, but bruh actually became more lyrical and became better throughout rap. He started at 16. The man is 30 years old, man. Shout out to Keith, man. But Durkio is, I think, 32, 33, something like that. He's chilling in the feds with Brick Baby, Loose Cannon and them. And that's sad, man. We have to boost people like Joey Badass, man. We have to actually appreciate what we have in the hip hop, a friendly fade, instead of literal death music that's leading to people in the penitentiary. So I'm gonna put on this track. I really love this track. This is me, Crash Dummy, Joey Badass going at Rayvon. Let's go. And a lot of TV too. Fair use, fair use, fair use. I don't want this content. Let's go. Y'all don't think I noticed that? I'll pop out and show it, Nick. He's putting up that bat signal for K Dot. Hey, let's go. If you thought the TDE was working for me, let's go. I like it. I like it. Let's go.
Fair fight. It's a fucking
I like the hit 'em up beat in the background too. Let's go.
slaughter fight.
Guys, again, I think this was Joey Badass's best track, but he was clearly baiting to get Kendrick to come. Now, here's the parallels that I'm gonna say right quick. And again, man, this is why I need a lot of y'all to smash that like button. I need y'all to send super chats. This stream is already demonetized. It is what it is. YouTube's playing games with me, and I need to come up with a better strategy to deal with all this nonsense. But it is what it is. Let me say it like this again. In general, you have to understand that Joey's trying to come up. Joey's trying to come up. And think about it like this. When Kendrick Lamar, K Dot, came after Drake, this was while Drake was on tour. And he was somewhat compromised with prior commitments. Again, you're seeing a lower version of this with Joey Badass trying to come up. I rock with Joey and all that, but he's not necessarily at the same level to compete with a Kendrick Lamar. Is he better than Ray Vaughn? Absolutely, he is. But there's levels to all this ish, man, and unfortunately, Joey is not at that level to compete. I like the attempt, though. The attempt is hip hop. The attempt is what makes me like Joey. Him fighting Daylight, him fighting Ray Vaughn and all the TDE clowns. I like it. It's what we need. Mm. We gotta get some to Ray Vaughn there. Go. Oh, I don't know. I think it was Zai. It was a whole lot of mid. Get in the chat. Let me know. I mean that ain't even really that much hate because a lot of fans got to learn about Joey Badass from Raising Canaan. Not an inaccurate statement though. You know what I mean? And I look at it like this: even though Joey cooked the West Coast, he's still struggling in terms of his hip hop career. You know what I mean? He has a lot left on the bone, and him going at K Dot, I think is a great, it's smart too. Let's go. Let me know in the chat. Man. Let me know I kind of like that. You done made Ice Spice into the king in New York. I'll say this. I'll say this. I personally think that Joey's winning the beef because he's fighting above. It's like literally 20v1. But I want to hear what the OGs have to think, or at least what some commentators have to think. Let's listen to this.
Man, Joey
Whack
Badass
100 on DJ Academics.
been given. And you know what I said? I said the
Smash the like button, man. Show your boy some love. I appreciate y'all.
only
Let's go.
person who could.
Part about it.
I said the only
You know the
person who could
crazy
save
part?
them is the game. The game got to tag in, and I need you to get game involved.
Yeah, but no, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. And shout out to Joey Badass. He been doing a great great job on the power thing or the king, whatever one he's on.
You know he's been giving belt whack. Come on, just give him a credit.
Listen, not to isolate him with that. I'm just saying, shout out to him. He's been doing a great job with that. But here's the thing, right? My perception of this is like he's somehow trying to get Kendrick's attention, right? That's what it seems to me like. Okay, so what has happened is nephew from TDE, I guess he decided to step up, which he should. Ray Vaughn is a great look for just getting a look, right? Now, Ray Vaughn responding to Joey Badass is a great look for Ray Vaughn, right?
That's true.
If Kendrick responds,
it is a fantastic look for Ray Vaughn because Ray Vaughn is not even known like that. This is one of the few times I've actually tapped into Ray Vaughn as well.
To Joey, it's a great look for Joey. So that's not look, hold on. That's not gonna happen because I'm gonna be real. Because I remember K Slate, rest in peace, when he was telling me about Joey Badass and shit. Boom, 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 because he was a fan of him. And then he kind of like faded away. And the next thing we saw him was on TV. My thing
What's going on right here? Let's stop playing.
And I'm gonna ask you this.
Okay.
Are they registering? Is Joey registering his songs like for streams, or he's just throwing them out there? Because I've been hearing about it, but I haven't really looked into it.
Whack, don't
No, are they registered for streams?
I don't know that answer, but Whack, come on, Whack. Whack.
No, what I'm saying is,
here's the thing. Joey Badass come from the same type of ilk as a Kendrick. He might not be as commercialized.
No.
What? They come from the same type of lyrical ilk. Stop it, Whack. Stop it.
That's okay. So that's what you want to say.
Okay, yeah.
You sure you want to play that game?
I want to play the game.
I'm about to say some wild shit.
Let's go.
Okay, so in that case, then motherfucking 607 Unkin, you are the same. Fuck it.
Oh, what? Like what?
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's how absurd that sounds, bro.
Are you serious?
I mean, I know that's not the. Come on, like, look, bro. I know you Drake fan. I'm a Drake fan too. But let's not do that, bro. You know that Joey ain't on that level to even deserve that type of response.
Yo, Whack.
I ain't got nothing against Joey.
No, you're not gonna do this.
So again, what Wack is saying, if y'all don't know, again, fair uses belongs to GJ Academics. I know they're gonna play with my content. Yo, let me tell you something, man. Even though like I'm a small YouTuber, small content creator, bro, they play with a lot of our content, bro. Like this is not even a joke. They play with our content, man. You know what I mean? Why do I keep on pushing, smashing the like button? Why do I keep on pushing the shares? Why do I keep on putting the retweets, the subscribe, and all that? It's because you're fighting against the system. I want to give y'all the content. I want to give y'all the content deep in my soul. But they play MFing games, man. And only when you're on this side, you can see it because the game is almost rigged. You understand what I'm trying to say here? It's almost like you have to take your smacks, your punishment before anything happens. It is what it is. That's why I'm even appreciative for even the 3 likes I got right now, man. That means a lot. You know what I mean? Because you have to go through a certain level of pain, metaphorically, before you get to the rewards. It is what it is.
Right now.
No, bro, I have nothing against Joey, bro. On my mama, though, I think he a dope dude.
No, I know you don't got nothing against him. I think you're sparing either Dot or you're not respecting the fact that, yo, put it like this.
Hey, bro, that would be an insult. Kid out on fucking tour doing 14 million a night. He breaking his own records.
No.
Dot is breaking his own records on the arena tour on revenue per show. Why in the fuck would he break stride? Academics, respectfully, bro.
I'm gonna
answer, and fucking respond to fucking a nigga that, come on, bro.
Okay. Whack. So I'm gonna
for real. I'm just being real.
No. And I'm being real too. I'm being real. And I think you made a valid point because he's on tour. He's on
he's breaking his own records.
Yeah, he's on a tremendous stadium tour. He's breaking his own records. I agree. But here's the thing.
Yeah, like, come on, bro. I'm taking nothing from Joey, bro.
Hold on.
Matter of fact, I just followed him on Spotify. I just went and pulled his numbers up because.
Look, the logic is proper, though. The logic is proper. Get active in the chat. The logic that he's saying is right. Why would Kendrick Lamar come from his mountaintop? Because as much as I am not a big fan of Kendrick, I think that Kendrick is doing some of his best quote unquote work right now, man. When Kendrick Lamar is at his peak, I salute it. I salute it, man. The man is doing concerts, doing shows. Why? Why in his rap? Why would the man be worried about a Joey Badass? He wouldn't. He shouldn't. But here's the issue again. You have an individual who has beef with nobody else but Drake.
Man, Joey Badass been
taking nothing from Joey, bro.
Hold on.
Matter of fact, I just followed him on Spotify. I just went and pulled his numbers up because of you. He got another follow, right? And he got some great numbers, but I'm just really saying, like, for Kendrick to, like,
hold on, though. Hold on.
Focus it on tour and go find a studio.
It doesn't have to be Kendrick, right? Like, I think the only reason why I mentioned Kendrick.
Handling this business.
Nah, he can't compete. Like, you know what I mean? His arm's too short to box with a god. Like, you know that reference. No, stop it. No. What's happening right now is that there's severe belt to ass being given by my man Joey. And what I'm saying is, it don't gotta be Kendrick, but it's making
That's a super fact. Extreme belt to ass. The West Coast is getting cooked. Shout out Joey Badass. And that's what we needed. We needed some hip hop that was not based on corny personal drama. Again, that's one of my biggest issues with Kendrick. He claims to be a conscious, you know what I mean, pro-black rapper, and his only time attempting to beef with a rapper is on another alleged black rapper. What are we doing? What is we doing? Let's go.
The West Coast look weak. Yo, play like this. If any nigga said the East Coast don't got spitters like that and they start dissing, you would have.
This is what's going on. Bro. New York and Cali share this in common, right?
What?
If a nigga fire a nuke, right, from California, y'all see that motherfucker coming. You in Jersey, you say, whack, nigga, that motherfucker coming over Jersey, right?
Okay.
In your head, this bitch is finna hit New York, right? But the motherfucker lands in the Atlantic Ocean. Is it doing anything? Joey Badass is sending nukes that's landed in the Pacific Ocean.
No, stop it. He's giving belt to ass. Yo,
he's not where. Can you give me a notable song? What's the name of it?
All right, hold on. So
give me the name of the song that's the Heat Rock.
Yo, here's the thing. There's no response.
Give me the name of the song that's the Heat Rock.
Whack. You're not hearing what I'm saying.
You can't give it to me, it don't count.
Whack. When it comes
I'm
to
waiting.
When it comes to I get childlike when he's yo, whack. Here's the thing. If we don't have a response, like there's no. All right, let me ask you a question.
This is how you know DJ Academics doesn't really care or even watch hip hop or pay attention. He's a gossiper. He's a gossiper, and some people are gossipers, but the fact remains Crash Dummy was one of the best tracks in this entire beef. That was Joey's track. He had a great opportunity to boost Joey. If Joey's really cooking the West, then there has to be a signature track. That's a checkmate that Wack 100.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that anybody on the West is responding up to par? I don't think they're responding up to par. And this is where
I think they're not responding because they're also scared. I think it's almost fear. In my mind, I think Kendrick Lamar's fear of losing as well. Let me tell you something about K-Dot. K-Dot is good at targeting. And that's a skill within itself. In other words, bro understands that he has more to win by targeting Drake, but he has more to lose by dealing with Joey Badass. Ray Vaughn also recognizes that too. Let's go. Let's go.
I said, like, yo, put it like
happening is all the up and coming artists, they just using the dude for the little clout. Since he threw himself out there, you playing pussy, you gonna get fucked. You know how that go. He doesn't matter. Like, he's not worthy of none of art, because Game would have been stepped out there. You know, he got out there for fun.
I really called you to say we need to get Game involved
No,
because the
he's
West
not.
looking good.
He's not on Game level, bro.
Hold on, the Game ain't never lost a battle.
Joey Badass is not on Game's level, bro. Come on, don't do that. Shout out to Joey Badass.
Wait. Lyrically,
I gotta disagree. Wack is lying. I gotta disagree. Joey Badass is at Game's level. The only issue is that Joey Badass is not actively engaged in beef or some kind of war. And also, Joey Badass does not have a lot of hits or any big hits. But think about it like this. Game would not have any hits without 50. 50 set him up. So Joey Badass, he hasn't gotten that big major cosign, but Joey can spit though. That's the difference. He can spit though. And we all know Game can spit, so that would be a formidable opponent. But again, here's the issue. When you're a rapper who wants to get his respect in the game, I love what Joey's doing, man. That's bringing the essence of hip hop back. Where people are not really drilling and killing, they're doing it for the art, the artistry. And it's ironic that somebody like Kendrick, who claims to be about the art, who claims to be all these and above, is not willing to do that. Is a hypocrite. Again, that's what I've been saying.
He's on his level. He's just not on his level battle-wise. Because battle-wise, there's few artists less tested than the Game.
Listen, bro. Joey Badass is a motherfucking AI Mos Def. That's what the nigga is.
Are you crazy?
He sound like Mos Def.
Wait. Stop it.
Wait. With the eel and the eel. Yeah, he's like an AI. He's a generic Mos Def.
No, he's not.
Shout out Mos Def, bro.
No, you gotta stop
16 blocks.
You gotta stop it. I'm
just being real, bro.
So, Wack, you're not gonna sit here and
admit that. You know who I'm gonna have get him? I'm gonna have Compton AD get him.
Compton AD? You're talking about AD?
Yeah, nigga. AD, nigga. Compton AD, nigga. Yeah, I ain't stutter.
Yo, Wack, respectfully, Joey Badass raps better than everybody on the West Coast but Kendrick. That's a fact.
Get the fuck out of here.
Name a rapper who raps better than. All right, hold on. I'm gonna throw other than the Game, because I love Game, and I would never say nobody rap better than Game. I love Game. I love Game. Okay,
this nigga right here out of here.
Other than Game and Kendrick, name me another rapper who rap better than.
I will when you tell me the hot song that he's rapped that we're supposed to know. What's the title? I've been waiting 3 minutes now.
Hey, listen, I listen to some shit. That nigga's flaming them niggas. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Okay, all right. Let me ask you this. Out of Kendrick and Drake, what was the hottest Drake song that was dropped?
Family Matters was the
okay, so if you can tell me that, why can't you give me Joey Badass songs? You're Googling now. You're Googling,
I'm not
baby.
No.
You're Googling,
I played already.
You're Googling, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're Googling, baby.
No.
You're Googling, baby.
My hands is up. Hold on. I seen him do a freestyle in front of Ab-Soul.
That was a bar though. Let me take that back. That was a bar by Whack 100. Let's go.
Ass on, you're Googling
Hold
now.
on, no,
You're
no,
Googling,
I'm not
baby.
Googling. No,
You're
hold on, because
Googling,
I
baby.
played already.
You're
Hold on.
Googling,
I'm gonna be honest
baby.
with you.
You're Googling, baby.
No.
You're Googling, baby.
My hands is up. Hold on. I seen him do a freestyle in front of Absol, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Absol should snatch the mic from him because he
He can't fuck with Absol, bro.
Hey, well, Absol ain't respond. Well, Absol, like he
Can't fuck with Absol because Absol probably over there chilling, bro. Like he's not. Joey ain't did nothing impactful for niggas even.
Here's my
You know
thing,
what
and
I'm
I love
saying?
Absol, so I'm not gonna disrespect him. But it's how I thought about Kendrick before Kendrick proved himself, and I've said to everybody, Kendrick proved himself.
Again, let me start to help y'all understand the myth of this guy Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick was always nice, but the issue with Kendrick is that Kendrick would be the type of person to fold under the time to get serious and get cracking. In other words, after the control verse, right? A lot of people went at Kendrick, and Kendrick all of a sudden disappeared. He tucked tail, right? And this is, I personally believe, a big flaw in Kendrick is that he's only went at Drake when he had the opportunity to go at other conscious rap. Drake is the pop rapper, man. And the irony of this whole thing is Drake, the pop rapper, has been in more rap beefs than the alleged conscious rapper. That's my beef with somebody like Kendrick. Kendrick is somebody who is allegedly a conscious rapper, but has been in zero or no real beefs with a conscious rapper or a lyrical rapper. I'm telling y'all something that Drake, what he did against Kendrick was honorable and even respectable within the realm of hip hop. Now, something I really hate and dislike about Drake is that Drake actually did one of the most cowardly pussy things you could do is actually sue the record label, right? That was weak. That was I'm never gonna respect that. But when you have somebody in front of you who makes it clear that this is a friendly fade, why aren't you doing the history or at least the essence of hip hop and engaging? You're not engaging because you're scared and you shook. And I must stand on that. I think Kendrick is shook and scared of going in on Joey Badass. Let me know in the chat. We about to end this stream. Let's go.
If a nigga not listen, one thing is rapping, another thing is battle tested. I like to see if niggas is battle tested. Cause there's niggas that could rap and niggas could handle himself in a battle. Kendrick done prove to us you don't want to fuck with him in a battle. I think he proved that in the ultimate way. I give him the credit.
Kendrick go both ways. He rap, battle, whatever you want to do.
Well, I don't know that about Absol. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know he know how to rap. I don't know how
rap. Absol don't even write, bro. He comes off the head.
Yo, the way Joey Badass is going, Joey Badass giving us a certain type of temperament.
Nobody's paying that nigga no attention.
What?
Though,
Stop
bro.
the cap.
Listen, I'm gonna be real. His bars ain't making it east of Tulsa, Oklahoma. That is. So he's still like 1,650 miles away.
Yo, Whack, you're that West Coast. You can't admit that he's giving the like your entire coast.
I mean, it's not.
I mean, Whack is gonna stick West Coast. It is what it is. He's staying loyal to. He's staying loyal to his soil. He's wrong as hell though. Joey Badass destroyed these clowns, and this is the sad part. The sad part is when it comes to something like this, where it's a battle about bars, about spitting, about lyricism, about wordplay, alliteration, all that, it will get little to less attention than most of the nonsense, right? That's why I'm trying to give it its just due. I'm trying to be the change that I want to see. I love this beef. I love Rayvon going at Joey Badass. I love Daylight coming out of Spent. I love Absol coming out. I love seeing Big Sean come out. I like that. I like when it's really about hip hop and not about nonsense. Let me give y'all an example, man. A rapper from Detroit, right? Skilla Baby. If y'all know who it is, maybe you don't know who it is. But Skilla Baby, right here. I'm gonna show y'all who he is on the screen, right? Skilla Baby Very good rapper from Detroit. He got shot in his face and he got shot in his leg, bro. In Detroit. Drive-by shooting, man. I think he had like bare shots in him. But keep in mind, Skilla Baby is actually a very, very popular Detroit rapper, and he's very, very talented. But that again, that's the problem, because the hip hop game, the rap game, is not about people like Joey Badass. It's been switched and perverted from being a artistic form of expression to a bang bang shoot 'em up type style, and you have brothers. Thank God the skill is actually going to be all right. Who are dying in the streets way too young, 26 years old, bro.
And Joey Badass been
Sad. But when there's an opportunity to get in a lyrical scuffle, right? The so-called Black Messiah savior, goddamn Kendrick, can't even waste his time. Pathetic. He's a liar and a fraud, and I've been saying that. Let's go.
Are you crazy?
He sound like most dang.
Wait.
Sometimes you ain't right. Sometimes you early, and I think I'm early, man. I do not believe in Kendrick at all, man. I think Kendrick's a fraud.
Wait, stop it.
Wait, with the eel and the eel and the eel. Yeah, he's like an AI. He's a generic Mos Def.
No, he's not.
Shout out Mos Def, bro.
No, you gotta stop
16 blocks.
You gotta stop it. You gotta
I'm
stop
just being real, bro.
So, Wack, you're not gonna sit here and
admit that. You know who I'm gonna have get him? I'm gonna have Compton AD get him.
Compton AD? You're talking about AD?
Yeah, nigga. AD, nigga. Compton AD, nigga. Yeah, I ain't stutter.
Yo, Wack, respectfully, Joey Badass raps better than everybody on the West Coast but Kendrick. That's a fact.
Get the fuck out of here.
Name a rapper who raps better than. All right, hold on. I'm gonna throw other than the game, because I love game, and I would never say nobody rap better than game. I love game. I love. Okay,
this nigga right here is out of here.
Okay. Other than Game and Kendrick, name me another rapper who rap better than.
I will when you tell me the hot song that he's rapped that we're supposed to know. What's the title? I've been waiting 3 minutes now.
Hey, listen, I listen to some shit. That nigga's flaming them niggas. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Okay, all right. Let me ask you this. Out of Kendrick and Drake, what was the hottest Drake song that was dropped?
Family Matters was the
okay, so if you can tell me that, why can't you give me Joey Badass songs? You're Googling now. You're Googling,
I'm not
baby.
No.
You're Googling, baby.
I played already.
You're Googling, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're Googling, baby. No. You're Googling, baby.
My hands is up. Hold on. I seen him do a freestyle in front of Ab-Soul, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Ab-Soul should snatch the mic from him because he
can't fuck with Ab-Soul, bro.
That is a fact. Ab-Soul was getting disrespected to its face. That was crazy.
Hey, well, Ab-Soul ain't respond. Ab-Soul,
he can't fuck with Ab-Soul because Ab-Soul probably over there chilling, bro. Like he's not. Joey ain't did nothing impactful for niggas even.
Here's my thing, and I love Ab-Soul, so I'm not gonna disrespect him. But it's how I thought about Kendrick before Kendrick proved himself, and I've said to everybody, Kendrick proved himself. If a nigga not listen, one thing is rapping, another thing is battle tested. I like to see if niggas is battle tested, because there's niggas that can rap and niggas can handle himself in a battle. Kendrick done prove to us you don't want to fuck with him in a battle. I think he proved that in the ultimate way. I give him the credit.
Kendrick go both ways. He rap, battle, whatever you want to do.
Well, I don't know that about Ab-Soul. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know he know how to rap. I don't know how
rap. Ab-Soul don't even write, bro. He comes off the head.
Yo, the way Joey Badass is going, Joey Badass giving us a certain type of temperament.
Nobody's paying that nigga no attention.
What?
Though,
Stop the cap.
Listen, I'm gonna be real. His bars ain't making it east of Tulsa, Oklahoma. So he's still like.
Wack is hating now. Now Wack is hating. That's kind of crazy. Get in the chat. Y'all think Wack is hating or no? Let me know.
1,650 miles away.
Yo, Wack, you're that West Coast. You can't admit that he's giving your entire coast
I mean, belt. Look, and I fuck Joey.
Oh my God!
YouTube, this is absolutely. I'm playing with
we gotta
your
take
boy.
a shot for this. Wack is in denial.
You still can't give me the title of no song that he dropped as hot.
I watched the freestyle when it was him, Big Sean, and Ab-Soul. And he dissed all of Ab-Soul homies in front of him, and Ab-Soul did nothing. Ab-Soul looked like it went over his head.
Ab-Soul didn't do an MFing thing. Didn't even squeak like a mouse. It's crazy. Let's go.
That's a fact.
Bro, that's the equivalent, right? Listen, this the equivalent to me dissing Jadakiss and he happened to respond. Jadakiss gonna be like, "Yo, Whack, get the fuck out of here."
I Whack.
Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. Joey Badass cooked them people, man. Joey Badass cooked them people, man. And again, Joey is trying to set up, again, if I'm not mistaken, he's trying to set up a beef with him and Kendrick. And it's not a real beef. Again, it was a metaphorical rap battle type beef. But it's funny how the rap savior, the hip hop messiah, this Kendrick Lamar guy ain't really about that action. Right? It's hilarious to me. Right? And these are my last points about Cassie before I dip, before I end the night. Let's go to this.
Sports, okay, well, technically those are business transactions.
Let's go back. Let's go back.
One
By the
time
way,
culture.
This is again the Star Report. Shout out to Star. I'm a big fan. Y'all show him some love. The Star Report. Crediting the homie. Show love to his channel. Obviously, I already did.
Genre, if you will, truly was groundbreaking, but he wasn't into coke. So I said, so when did he get into coke?
I think this will work. I think this will work because what he's talking about is something that I talked about earlier about the Diddy and Cassie thing before I end the night, before I call it out. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I like that.
And this guy said to me, he said probably when he started hanging out with Kim Porter. Now, Kim Porter's gone. And
so again, this man is talking about Sean Diddy Combs being potentially into cocaine around the time that he was seeing Kim Porter. Keep in mind, Kim Porter was around Diddy's age, a bit younger, but work with him at Jive Records. Let's go.
Sometimes when people are deceased, they take on this godlike image and nobody wants to say anything bad about them. But Kim Porter, according to multiple reports, was into cocaine. So did she turn Diddy onto coke? I asked him. He said, well, I don't know that. He said, but they did have a fight one time and she got the best of Diddy and he had to go to the hospital and he got a prescription for Percocets. This guy knows the details. And he said that may have been the beginning.
And he's an insider. When I say he's an insider, I'm talking about Star was here around these times in the 90s, early 2000s. He was Charlemagne before Charlemagne.
Beginning of his drug addiction, getting the perks. Maybe he dabbled in coke. Then he said, catch this, he really did love J-Lo because J-Lo wasn't into doing cocaine. I have no proof that she was. I have no proof that she wasn't, but this is what this guy said. So it's making sense to me. I said, wow, okay. Maybe he had to get away from Kim Porter, who in his mind, or it was just a toxic relationship. You guys know better than me. I do know that he loved.
I believe that. I believe that it was toxic. I believe that as well.
Jennifer Lopez, but you know, we all know what happened with the shooting outside of Club New York. Pow, 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 pow. Huh? J-Lo, for those who remember, was handcuffed to a police bench inside the precinct after they ran the red lights and found the gun, yada, yada, yada. So that was her wake-up call, and I guess she said, hey.
By the way, Diddy did shoot that shorty, man. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Sad, but true.
This is over with. Anyway, so when did...
This goes to my overarching theory. Diddy should be in jail, bro. He should be in jail. I don't think he should go for sex trafficking, but he's going to go, and he should go.
Did he get into coke?
Some people have to go, man, and it's not even about racial. It's some people just have to go.
Because, again, he wasn't into it in the 80s, and truthfully, even if he were a functioning cocaine user, I don't think that it would have gotten the best of him during the days and the rise of Bad Boy. I can't see that. So let me introduce my theory about Cassie. Now, she has been on the stand testifying. Let me ask you, for those of you who have seen the transcripts, or for those of you who understand their relationship, I don't know all the details of it. Was Cassie already into coke when she met Diddy?
And this is the crux of this whole argument, and I definitely agree with Star here. And to where he's going. Get in the chat if y'all agree with Star as to where he's going. I see where he's going. I understand. I've already seen this live stream, by the way. I know where he's going, and I have a feeling where he's going. Let's go. Let's go then.
Or did she say on the stand that Diddy turned her on to coke? Good evening, Troll Babies. This is important. This is important. Just give me a second. Give me a second. See, she's trying to push a narrative now that she was, involved, but that she was manipulated. Well, this was a female old enough to know. She was an adult. She wasn't a minor. Did Ryan Leslie turn Cassie on to coke? I have no proof. I'm just asking to be clear. Anyway, they became two junkies. So that's what we're watching, and that's what all the content is about. I have yet to see and hear anything with regards to sex trafficking. Now you might say, well, he was flying in whores and escorts. Okay.
And that's what I'm talking about, y'all. Was she a victim or a volunteer? Right? We're going to answer that question. And I want y'all to answer it. You've already heard my reply. I think it was a mix of both, but I think she was definitely a major volunteer. And even to the point, I'm going as far as to say she might have manipulated Diddy in this. Hey, we're going to see. We're going to find out. Let's go.
Okay, well,
let's go.
Technically, those are business transactions. Were they minors coming across state lines? I mean, if they were minors, okay, then there should be some charges with regards to the Mann Act.
Correct. If there were minors, I actually would be, this is open and shut. But there's so many areas of gray that it leaves a lot to be discovered or seen. Yeah.
But I have not seen those types of charges. Again, I'm not saying free Diddy. I just want to do a deep dive of sorts.
Exactly. I'm making this again perfectly clear. This ain't a free Diddy shrink. Diddy, I believe, should be in jail. Stay in jail. But I believe that Cassie is not as innocent as she seems. Diddy should be in jail right next to Cassie. They're both guilty. Let's go.
And I want to get to Cassie's testimony because, again, she's pregnant with her third child, and they're painting Diddy out to be the bad guy. So my question to you, for those of you who fully understand.
I'm going to leave it at that, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all check out the Star Report. Appreciate y'all for tuning in with me, man. We then went in for 2.5 hours. I think that's more than enough for me. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Especially like the stream for y'all on the back end. Appreciate my boy Sleepy for coming in, man. I'm out. Deuces. Appreciate y'all. Like, comment, sub, I'm out.